XXFM.
This is Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth, welcoming on the program this morning. She's a first-timer to the program, and she is running for District 1 for HISD. Please welcome English teacher, Miss Elisabeth Santos. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. Tell us a little about yourself, Mrs. Santos.
Okay, it's Miss Santos.
Miss?
It's
Okay.
Miss.
Okay. I saw the ring on, I thought it was Mrs.
No, not just yet.
Not yet.
We just got engaged not too long ago.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. A little bit about myself. Okay, so I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. Both of my parents are from Mexico. And I was brought up on the east side of 45, where I graduated from Herrera Elementary, Burbank Middle School, and Sam Houston High School. I'm a product of HISD, District 1 schools. I've been with HISD since 1986. I always joke around about that. But
I'm like, wait a minute, you barely look 30. What do you mean you've been around since 86?
I'm old enough to run for president, but no. Yeah, so I was a student there. I came back and volunteered there. Then and I've been a teacher there for 10 years. So I know that Sam Houston High School, I graduated there, went off to University of Houston downtown, and I wasn't quite prepared. So I had a professor there, Dr. Tamis Thomas, who said, hey, this isn't collegiate level writing. And I was the cream of the crop at Sam Houston. I was so smart, blah, blah, blah. And when I got there and they told me, oh, you're not prepared, I was shocked.
Yeah, taken aback.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Yes. What do you mean I'm not prepared? Well, then I worked really hard, made all A's in her class, and just decided to come back to the community to make some change. And I did. I graduated and went back to Sam Houston High School, and Sam Houston Math Science and Technology Center now, since the state of Texas did come in and shut us down back in 2008. But I came in and I taught there for 7 years. And at that point, some new leadership came in. And we didn't quite share the same vision. And then I was asked to come over to Jeff Davis, now Northside High School, to teach there, where my mom graduated. And at this point, I had different offers from all over the district. Hey, come and be an administrator. Hey, do this. Hey, come out and do this. And I'm like, no, that's not my forte. I love to serve, and I know my heart is in serving our children. So I did. I went over to Jeff Davis Northside High School and realized that that it might not have been the school where I was, Sam Houston, but it could have been the policies. And there are certain policies in play that kept me from teaching and kept my coworkers from teaching. And we were testing every 4 days. It was a test to prepare for another test. And because I had an opportunity to kind of jump around all over the district and teach summer school here, write curriculum there, just kind of venture off into the district, I saw that leadership, we needed to strengthen our leadership. And that wasn't always the district's focus. And so a couple of community members came together, students, parents, teachers, and said, hey, why don't you run for HISD School Board Trustee? And I said, because I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician. Why would I run? They're like, well, you ask your students every day to go out there and challenge the status quo, to go out there and be a voice and learn to think critically and go out and do something with your life. And now it's your turn. And when that was presented to me, I couldn't refuse. I couldn't refuse, because these are the same things, the same values, the same objectives I teach every day in and out. And I have to be that example for our students. And on top of that, I mean, what better way, than to have someone that sat in those same very seats that our students sit in today. Yep. And additionally, I mean, I've stood before them for 10 years now. I've been a teacher for 10 years in our community with HISD as a student, a volunteer, now a teacher. And what better way to represent, right? I mean,
Right.
it's absolutely a necessity to have someone that knows firsthand
Exactly.
what goes on in the classroom.
And to my point, and that's exactly what I was about to say. We need people like you to be in positions like this because you know how it goes. You started, from the back and has moved up. And so you've seen the shift. You know the system, how it works, and what better way to infiltrate the system than to have somebody who knows how it works to get in there and change it.
Right.
You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Elisabeth Santos, who is running for HISD Board of Trustee District 1. What is it that you see that really needs to be changed when it comes to the education system and how students learn today?
At first I started because there were failed policies coming into my classroom, and it didn't allow me to actually teach. And I started off with a genuine intent to want to return, and my genuine intent is to return meaningful instruction into our classrooms. But being entrenched now in politics and having politicians literally muddy my name because of just whatever reason they're doing it, it's been, I know now that we have to strengthen our ethics rules on the HISD school board, because every school board meeting we have trustees up there having a food fight instead of focusing on what's really important, and that's our students. That's education. That is putting the education back into public education and stripping the politics out of this, because they're too busy trying to see what contracts they're going to give their friends because of just too busy doing that instead of focusing on actual instruction, meaningful instruction. So we have, our platform here, our campaign is the only we have refused to accept any HISD vendor money or anybody seeking to do business with HISD. And I know there's been a lot of question as in, oh, well, it's you can't take that money anyway. No, I've actively refused. I've sent money back. I have an email saying, hey, no, you're an HISD vendor. We can't accept this money. This is a check. Oh, you're seeking to do business? No. I've had people approach me. No, I will not. I cannot, because I will be beholden to no one but our community. And that has been, right now, I've had politicians try to, insult our campaign. And our campaign is community run. It's parents, students, current students, former students, teachers that have come together and said, no more of this. You don't know what happens firsthand in the classroom. You don't know what happens in our communities. And you keep on trying to tell us
what is going on, how to run it, how to go about it. And you're not even here. Right.
Absolutely. And so this has become a movement, because now it's not only it's empowering our community. It's empowering our children. It's empowering people to actually wake up and listen to what is going on. Follow the money. See what is actually happening today.
Follow the money.
Follow the money. And
that's how Mueller is getting all of those guys in Washington together. He followed the money.
And here we have a teacher, an HISD teacher for 10 years with my intentions out there on the table and having my words manipulated and turned around because politicians.
I mean, you just entered into the most dirtiest game there is, and that's politics. I mean, I tell people all the time, I mean, politics is dirtier than the dope game.
I'm very hopeful. I remain hopeful because, my intentions, my motivations are our children, and it's never been anything other than that. And for people to try to turn that around, I kind of feel sorry for them.
It's sad.
It's sad because I don't know what
it has nothing to do with you. This is about our future here. Right.
And, we're either going to educate our children or we're going to incarcerate our children. So if we don't give neighborhood schools a quality education, who do these people think that are going to be in society 20 years from now?
Election day is this Tuesday. Early voting ended on Friday the 3rd. So election day is Tuesday the 7th. You must go to your correct polling locations to vote, and you will see HISD Board of Trustees, District 1, Elisabeth Santos, who is running. Any final words for the
Yes,
for
absolutely.
the people?
So just a quick rundown. I mean, I do want to hire and retain quality educators, and right now the district has less than 50%. 50% of our teachers have less than 5 years of teaching experience, and it costs a lot of money to hire a new teacher and to train them. And we're just not doing a good job keeping our teachers. I want to eliminate or reduce that culture of high stakes standardized testing. I mean, we test we're not dissecting frogs in biology. We're not writing research papers in history. We're not reading books. We're not reading novels in English class. And
you're not even teaching cursive anymore.
No. Yeah, in third grade, you don't find cursive anymore because we're so busy focused on this test. And we want to implement the community schools model, which allows the schools to become the heartbeat of the community, and every community is rich in its own identity. So that you need a school that's going to fit the needs of every community, and so the community schools model allows that, and it opens it up so to have yoga instead of detention, or have a teen health clinic on campus, or a food bank, just whatever that community may or may not need. And again, the strongest thing that we're pushing is that we're not accepting money from any HISD vendors or anybody seeking to do business with HISD. We've been endorsed by Senator Sylvia Garcia, Senator John Whitmire, Trustee Zeph Capo, Community Voices for Public Education, Texas Students United, the GLBT Caucus. We have 15 endorsements, Houston Area Progressives, Texas Organizing Project, Lindell Little League, Houston Young Stonewalls. There's been a ton. I'm sorry for those of you that I didn't name. But we have about 15 endorsements, and it is community driven. Everything on that literature right there, that photography, the logo has been done by either a current or former student of Sam Houston High School.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's parents, teachers, community members have come together that want to take the politics out of public education, put the education back into public education. And Election Day is November 7th. I'm Elisabeth Santos. I live in District 1, which is the north side, near Northside, Garden Oaks, Heights, in the 290 area. It's like a really wiggly W, but just Elisabeth Santos, November 7th. Again, the only candidate that has refused to take vendor money. And I hope we can actually put, a teacher on the school board, someone that has firsthand experience of what actually happens in a classroom.
Indeed. So get out and vote on Tuesday. Elisabeth Santos, HISD Board of Trustees, District 1 candidate. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston.
Bye, y'all.
We'll be back with more Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.